Can you just kind of update us on where you all at this stage, OTAs, and the mini camp around the corner?
Yeah, I think we got, majority of our playbook offensively, defensively, and then special teams. I feel like we've gotten into every single phase. So we've got a good start, I think. We've installed, like I said, a lot of our stuff. So I think that's the biggest key right now is just making sure that we're understanding what is being, installed every single day, and then also gaining trust within each other and gaining trust with the coaches that, we can move forward and, go to the red zone, go to third down, and stuff like that. So it's just right now it's just all about trust and having each other's back and knowing exactly what not just your job is, but what the nickel's doing, what the corner's doing, or offensively vice versa as well. So, yeah.
And all the Twitter GMs are saying, hey, they need some more cornerbacks, but you see them every day. How are the young guys doing? Phillips, and
everybody's doing well. I think our group is very tight, very close, and it doesn't matter who's out there. There's always going to be Twitter GMs everywhere. But I mean, if we trust each other in the group that we have already, which we do, it don't matter who's on the field. The standard is going to be the standard for our DB room. And as a leader, that's something that I got to do, and be vocal and making sure that not just Clark or Mike, Trey and some of the younger guys that just came in, they're going to have opportunities. Maybe not here, maybe other places, but they'll know what the standard is that we have for our DB room. So excited to keep on building on that.
Jessie, do you think you guys have done enough to help your pass rush? And I'm talking about through free agency, the draft, and just whatever strategy you guys might have.
Yeah, I thought we got a lot of young guys up front that are very versatile, that can rush the edge a little bit and play inside and play the run. Terry and them, I don't think that they're done with the off season. There's still a lot of observing going on week in and week out. That's why we're out here. But I'm sure they'll have a plan. I feel comfortable with the guys that we have. Like I said, we had a really good year. I feel like as a defense as a whole, and it's just something to build off of for this year. And whether we go get a new guy or whether we don't, whoever's on that edge better go get to the quarterback as soon as possible. So, yeah.
Now that you're kind of past first impressions, what's it been like working with Jimmy? Like, what have you learned about him?
With Jimmy, he's the same guy every day. He has a bunch of jokes that he starts off with the meeting, but very detailed guy. And he's not a guy that's going to be, or not yet, anything hasn't hit the fan, but he's not going to be, cussing everybody out or anything. But he just really wants to understand, what guys are thinking, and he wants us to think like him. And I think that's really cool to have, a coach that's, open to have conversations and, see stuff through a different lens than rather just being, hey, no, this is how it should be. This is exactly how this is the only way we should play it. But Jimmy has done a really good job of mixing up some things and doing a really good job of just communicating with us, with all the guys from top to bottom.
So are they like dad jokes, funny jokes?
Yeah, I can't say some of the jokes, but they're pretty funny.
Who's funnier, him or Ra?
Ra. I have to go with Ra. Ra is number one right now.
Coach Morris said he's not changing the culture here. He's building on it. I know it's early, but what are first impressions of that culture that he's building on?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. He's not trying to change anything. Like I said, I think we've got really good leaders on this team that are going to lead, and his job is just to continue to critique us and show us how we should practice, show us how plays are supposed to be looking. And the thing with Ra, what makes him so unique is a lot of these head coaches are either an offensive guy or a defensive guy, and Ra is a guy that's hands-on with the offense, hands-on on the defense. And when we have our team meetings, that's some of the best team meetings that I've ever been around. So just says a lot about, what we're building here. And it's no better leader than to have Ra joking around and also holding people accountable as well.
When did you get a sense that these are some of the best meetings that you've ever been around that you just mentioned?
Yeah, Really, just I think it's just the vibe and just the way he approaches, the way he communicates is what really stands out to me. Sometimes coaches like try to go pick on somebody and be like, oh, I'm not picking on you at all. And Rod's like, no, I'm picking on you. I want you to be better. I expect more from you. And he makes that very clear. And I think that's, as a player that's been in the league for 7 years, that's something that you respect. And I think that's going to lead to us winning football games here.
You've been asked a couple times about some of the younger guys, DeMarcco Hellams now getting into his second year. What do you notice from him, especially this early on?
Yeah, Marco has done a really good job. I've always told Marco he has no problems playing football, seeing it and feeling it. But the biggest thing I've seen is him understand the playbook and just being able to be like, oh, this is the same thing as what we ran last year, or being able to just process routes and stuff like that. I think Marco is he wants to hit people right now, but he can't do that. But I can see the improvement and the growth that he's making as a player and as a person. So it's really cool to see.
You guys talking about playing basketball, a local gym here in Florida. How much are you a part of that?
I haven't got the invite. I think they might be scared or something. I have to. Yeah, I don't know. We got a little basketball room in here. We play horse and pig and stuff like that. But I would say I probably have the best jumper on the team.
Is that something you do in the off season at all to work on training the guys?
Yeah, some of my best friends. One of my best friends, Malik Williams, he plays professional basketball. He was with the Raptors last year, so I like to go pick and roll a little bit with him and get some cardio in during the off season. It's just always something. I'm a 3-sport athlete, so I try to play softball a little bit, try to go play basketball. Because those things I think translate into the game of football. So, yeah, I'm a hooper.
Have you seen it translate?
So,
How have you seen it translate?
Just simply sliding your feet as a defender on basketball, or like I said, just simply cardio. And then baseball, it's the same thing for me. I always say it. It's the same thing reading a baseball off a bat, and same thing as a quarterback throwing the ball. So that translates, and I think I thank my mom for that.
How much are you chatting with your old mate T. Higgins about what's going on in Cincinnati right now? Because you kind of went through a similar situation.
Yeah, that's my dog, T. Higgins. That's a premier player that you don't see every day. Maybe come up in the market. But the biggest thing is, you can't control that kind of stuff. I've been through that process through the franchise tag, and I let it weigh on me a little bit more than I should have, and it affected my play and how I was living my day-to-day life. So my thing for T is just, work on your craft. It don't matter, if this is a contract year. I say it every time. Every year is a contract year. You should go out there and ball out and train like this is one of your last years to play. So that's I keep in touch with T. He got the same agent and stuff. So he'll be fine. He'll get his payday.
Jessie, how much of what you're seeing from this new defensive regime feels familiar versus how much is new to you?
Yeah. On defense, it don't matter what coverage or call is out there. Don't let them catch it. Don't let them score the ball. But I think something that's has been similar is just the talk of getting to the ball. Simple stuff like that right now. Just getting to the ball, attacking the ball. Keeping the ball, knowing where your leverage is, keeping the ball in the shoot, that type of stuff is what we're working on right now, and being able to trust each other. And when we're in cover 2, this guy should be the outside player, and this guy should be hitting it inside. So it's just stuff like that. We could talk about that all day, but the main thing for us as a defense right now is just running, getting to the ball, training our bodies to, make calls and communicate when we're tired as well. So yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Going on in Miami? Joint practices?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just got a question for you. You mentioned that you believe everything that they're doing here with the system. What's your vision for the defense for 2024?
That's very unique. I've never seen that before in my life. But our goal for 2024 as a defense is to be top 5 in every single category. That's the goal, and the main thing is win football games. I felt like last year we we put together really good games where, at the end of the games, we let up. We let offenses score in critical situations, and I think that's where we got to get better at as a defense. Being able to close out games, having an elite quarterback like Kirk, we're going to put some points on the board. So being able to defend the lead and take over a game as a defense is something that we'll continue to harp on and get better at.
And it was announced today you all have joint practices with the Dolphins. This will be the third in the last 4 years, but how have they been fruitful? How was that fruitful for you all last year?
Yeah, we out here during OTAs going against each other. We'll come back during training camp and, go against each other again. So that kind of gets repetitive and, you start seeing fights and stuff like that. So we don't want to fight each other. It'll be nice to go and take that out on Miami. Hopefully there won't be too many fights, but being able to, play against a different team and playing against a guy like Cheetah and Odell and, those guys, that's going to be good for us to feel some speed, 3 weeks away from the season. So I think that's always productive for us to have joint practices.
All right.
All right.
What's the difference in this defense this year compared to last year as far as strategic planning, what you guys are expected to do?
It's very similar. I know it's football at the end of the day, so it's very similar. But just the very important is, like I was saying earlier, just communication-wise. Every play I'm communicating with the linebackers, the safeties, the D-line, just different guys all around. So it's just like that's pretty much what it is. It's not a big difference, We all just coming in with the mindset. It's a simple defense. We want to be able to line up fast, play free, and play physical. When players are able to, get lined up and not think, you're able to play fast, and then you see more plays will be made. So.
When they didn't get drafted right for the secondary, what was going through your mind? Was that like a positive in your thought process, like they have confidence in us, or what did you think?
At the end of the day, we can't control none of that type of stuff, but like you said, it do, as a person, it make you feel, okay, like they really believe in, this DB group, and we know that. So we, like I said, we won't let anyone down. We'll continue to get better and continue to build on. If they do add guys, we're a brotherhood. We'll, add these new guys to the group and continue to build on what we got going.
You're a big basketball guy. How have you used that this offseason to kind of, stay loose? And Jerry talked about how, it helps the eyes and things like that.
Yeah, it's crazy because I did get some good runs in, so it do help out a lot just from example, high pointing. Like as a DB, you got a high point before the receiver able to jump. So you can use that in the basketball when it comes to grabbing rebounds or just playing defense, stand in front of your man on the basketball court. You can bring that to the football field when you in man or your off technique, different things like that. So those two sports, really go along pretty good.
DeMarcco mentioned you bring a couple guys with you to this gym around here. Mm-hmm. Who are you playing with?
Oh, Clark and Natron Brooks.
Okay.
Clark Phillips and Natron. We actually went 3-0. I ain't really telling about our record, but we went 3-0. Them guys got high IQ as well, so we was able to go in and pretty much just run the whole gym.
So you're playing against yeah, exactly.
Just locals. Whoever in the gym, we just going in, we're going to take over the gym.
This hardly seems fair. I'm just, is there anybody there who can come close to
I can't remember too many names, but I want to say they all played for Georgia State basketball. They sent walk-ons and different stuff
so
like that.
So you're not walking into my gym to play?
No. It's some real basketball guys. So they could tell we football players. Obviously we was a little bit physical, stuff like that. But yeah, we got the job done.
Did they realize that you're Falcons football players?
They did. At the end, a guy had asked me. He was like, "You look so familiar." I'm like, "For real?" He was like, "Is you D?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm D." And then the whole gym, kind of, they play for the Falcons. They play for the Falcons, but stuff like that.
So a lot of times that situation, guys try to play extra hard and sometimes violently. Are you guys afraid about that?
I'm not gonna lie. They kind of know the situation we in. They know we NFL guys, so they kind of trying to have fun too, not playing too physical stuff like that. So it was a great pickup game. It wasn't nothing crazy.
How often y'all play? Is this a regular thing or is this just kind of a one-off?
I wouldn't say it regular, but just during the off-season, you want to try to get some good cardio in. You just go to the gym, shoot around, run around, do what you want to do. So we don't really play all the time. That just happened, we was kind of bored and decided, let's go to the gym.
Rook, the new defensive lineman, says he can play basketball. Do you buy it?
I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to hit him up and take him to the gym and get some shots up. So I'll be able to, tell if he can play by a few jump shots. But
who's your starting five in this
right now?
building?
I'm gonna say I like Jessie Bates. I like Drake London, of course. I like me. That's 3. Kadera Hodge can hoop. I think I'm missing somebody, man. I'm gonna go with Clark, man, because Clark is like a two-way. He can play very good defense. Got a good mid-range. So I'm gonna go with Clark too. A couple role players. Got Brooks. We can have a real deal basketball team here.
No Grady Jarrett in the middle.
I wouldn't say Grady. Grady just, he can come and intimidate some people, but.
When you look back on last year as a unit, what do you think was the biggest thing that you guys have to work on coming into this season?
Say that question again. I'm sorry.
As a unit, what is the biggest thing as a secondary you think you have to work on this year compared to you guys struggled with last year?
I wouldn't necessarily say we struggled, but I say just being on the same page, just being free, just being able to communicate and say one thing to this guy and depend on him to be there. Just continue to build on trust that we was building on last season and move that trust going into year 3. So, like I said, we do all those type of things. Everything will fall in place and more plays will be made from the secondary.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Little change, how you managing change and the new defense and new coaches and as you try to come back from the injury from last year?
Yeah, it's been good so far. It's been fun to, put a new scheme in and get back out on the grass, implement it, run around, play a little football.
You were technically taken off the IR last year, but does it feel like now you're back fully more so?
Yeah, I feel good, kind of back to normal, hopefully better than normal, and it's been good.
I can't remember if we got to talk to you or not after the injury, but when you're sitting on the sidelines and having to watch that many football games, what do you feel like you learned about yourself in that process?
Well, first off, sucks. Nobody likes being injured, but you just try to stay engaged mentally as best you can. Work on your body. You have a lot of time on your hands. So other than the injury, just kind of work on little things that you're trying to get better at. Stay engaged in meetings, watching games. Just kind of pretend like you're playing, even if you're not.
What impresses you so far about Raw's defensive scheme and the conversations that you've had about his vision for this defense?
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. I mean, you can see it out on the field. I think everybody's playing. They want us to play fast, play free, be physical. Communication's been getting dialed in. For OTAs, obviously, just the start. Once we put pads on, I think it's going to be really fun, and I'm excited to see how it comes together.
Raheem said he's not changing the culture here; he's just building onto it. What could you kind of just speak on the culture that he's helping to create or build on?
Yeah, I think the culture is awesome that he's created. Kind of a friendly environment that you're able to come in and work hard and grind, but be supported in every aspect. They do a great job: nutrition, weight room, training staff, coaching staff. Just kind of all over across the board, and I think it's been great so far.
Raheem was saying that now he sees you kind of sharing tips with other linebackers about your process, or I don't know, maybe whatever the scheme is, whatever. But can you talk about that growth that you've had in these kind of 3 years to get to the point where you're now that guy who's giving those kinds of tips as opposed to?
Yeah, I mean, you're always learning, and I'm still learning every single day. But it is crazy to be going into year 3, and I guess you kind of understand what offenses you're trying to do a little bit more now, understand your jobs and scheme, and being able to help whoever, whether it be our young nickels or young linebackers, safeties, and still learning from them as well. Always trying to pick up things and improve is important in this game.
Between you, Kaden, Nate, and all the newcomers too, what is the potential of this inside linebacker group?
I think it's great. Those guys are awesome. Lucky to be in the room with them, picking their brain, learning from each other, competing with each other. I'm excited for training camp and the season to come along because I think our inside linebacker room is going to be pretty special.
Is it easy for you to be vocal and communicate with these guys? I mean, now that a little more experience, is that something that comes natural for you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as a linebacker, you have to be vocal. But you have to do it to do your job. You have to have everybody on the same page, get the front set, get the adjustments in the back end. If you're not talking, you're not doing your job. So it just comes with the territory, and definitely comfortable with that.
Coach Morris said, is there some guys you have to kind of reel in and whatnot? I'm sure you're probably one of those guys and just itching to get back out there, but you have to kind of just pace yourself knowing that this is just kind of getting back into it and the season's still a little bit of time away.
Yeah, I know OTAs are hard to reel it in, especially as a defense. you're used to hitting people and you have to lay off sometimes. And then coming off the injury there again, excited to get back out on the field. So kind of have to ease back into it, but I'm ready to go.
Are you limited at all, or is it full go when it comes to
Good.
Troy, speaking about the time that you missed last year, am I correct in saying that you kind of lived with Nate during the season?
Yeah.
As we mentioned. Were there things that you picked, because he would talk about you guys kind of like watching film together or whatever at home, like are there things that you were able to pick up from his game, because he's kind of seems to be a very different style of linebacker from you, so just kind of watching his stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we'd ride down to the games together and talk about it on the way back and watch film and whatnot. And he's a tremendous player. Like you said, he's a little bit throwback, old school thumper, and so I'm trying to learn some of that. And he's extremely smart. Just kind of understands schemes and what little minute details that can really make a big difference. So he's been great to learn from.
And a couple weeks ago, we were talking to Michael Penix at rookie minicamp, and he was talking about the team bonding and whatever. And he said there's a golf crew, and he's got to find the fishing crew.
Oh, there we go.
I know he's probably a spin guy, and you're on the fly rod. But like, have you talked to him about it? Or
I haven't, but we'll get him out there and we'll get him fly fishing. Do it the right way.
Anything else?
Good.
Thanks, Troy.
Yep.
Raheem told us earlier that he's starting to see like the secondary guys finding their why, finding their inspiration. What do you think he means by that?
I think he just means, find out what you play for, because when you playing for something, that's bigger than you, that's a little extra motivation. So he's just been trying to get the guys to, really buy in and trust each other, communicate, and like you say, really just focus on, when things get hard, what do you have to, fall back on?
What would you say that why is for the DBs, for that unit?
For the DBs, it's just knowing that, we're the backbone of the defense. We're the guys who we feel like, in the room, we're behind the line. We're behind everybody, so we have the eyes of the defense. So we feel like, we can be, the brains of the defense, telling guys where to go if they may need it, adjusting on the fly, being able to adjust to new calls quickly. That's just how we feel as a secondary.
From a secondary point of view, what is the biggest difference you've seen so far with this defense as a way it's being coached as opposed to last year? The things that you guys have to do now.
We still have great coaches like, Coach Gray, who was here with us last year, but, Coach Hood and Coach Lake, also Rob, they brought in a little bit of things, that they had from LA. And overall, it's just been, us coming in as a second year as a defense. Most of the guys in the room, we played with each other before, so I had a lot of guys with the same secondary as last year. So just coming into this year, there's been a big emphasis on, everybody doing their job. We call it, not just being an iPad and making plays, because, that's how we get the ball back for the offense.
Jerry mentioned that he told you guys to play basketball over the offseason. Is that something you've done?
Yeah. He likes to try to play some basketball and stuff like that, just because that's good, conditioning, change of direction, and it just get your mind off of football, just doing something like simple as playing basketball.
Where do you like to go to get?
It's me and a couple guys, it's a gym in Flowery branch, so if we do play basketball, we'll probably go up there and shoot a couple hoops.
Some teams get worried about their guys playing hoops in the offseason, but I guess not here.
No, we ain't going that hard.
What's the vibe when y'all walk in the gym up here? Because you're just playing against, you're just playing against church league guys up there, right?
Yeah, we play for us. Yeah, and we coming at, just like we step on the field. I'm sorry if you're in the church league, but hey, we got to win.
So you guys play as a team. You don't mix it up with.
No. We got our squad. We come in the building with our squad and see who can get us off the court.
How good are you at basketball?
I was pretty good. I played until high school. My high school, it was hard to play football and basketball. Our basketball program was really good, so they kind of played in practice all year.
Anybody beat you yet?
No.
Anybody come close? Are there any contenders? Is there anybody you're worried about?
D. Alford, he know a couple guys that he bring with him.
Oh, okay.
But any guys that's in the gym, no, they're not.
Does he go to the same?
Yeah.
Who's your crew? Who's your team?
Me, D, Clark, and Natron.
Okay.
Yeah, we run fours.
Going back to the draft, DeMarcco, a lot of people thought, most mock drafts had the Falcons taking a CB at some point, secondary guy at some point. They didn't at all. Was that a vote of confidence, for Union in some respects?
I definitely try my best to control what I can control as far as, in the building. I try not to worry too much about the draft process because, I just know that is what it is. But, us not bringing in any secondary guys, not drafting any secondary guys, it definitely was, something that, I looked at, the guys looked at as far as, okay, if this is what Ra and this is what Lake, and Terry also did, then obviously that says, how they feel about us, that they feel like the guys in this room can get it done. And every guy in that room feels the same way. So it wasn't a surprise when no one was drafted in the DB room. It was just, another look at each other like, okay, so, we know what we said before, as in, we all we have, we all we need.
Off-season program's going well, recovery's going well, all that. Just out here practicing now and trying to get the new defense down and, just mesh with this new culture, and it's exciting. We've got some awesome things happening, and just really enjoying it right now.
What are some of the general football tenets of the new defense that folks will be looking forward to seeing?
Just variability, trying to keep the offense on their toes, like offenses have gotten so good at in the NFL of different shifts and motions and personnels and trades and all the different things that they can do. Then they run a play, and you don't know what play's coming. So they've gotten pretty good at all their variations. So we're trying to do our own little version of that.
What do you see from this offense? Just you're playing against them essentially in practice. What do you kind of see out of them so far?
What I was just saying, the shifts, the motions, the turbos, the trades, they just have it's very purposeful is what I think the word I would use. It's not just smoke and mirrors. There's a reason that they're trying to make the defense adjust, yes, but then at the same time with all their motion, all their different movements pre-snap, there's a purpose to not only make the defense adjust, but also to put their guys in a better situation for that play and put us in a pickle oftentimes. So that's what everybody's trying to do in the NFL, and I think this branching and what Zach's putting together right now is at the top of that list.
Kaden, you said new culture. What stands out to you about what the culture is around this place right now?
Right now, I think it's obviously it's forming. But what I can see right now is there's just a general, or I wouldn't say general, more of a just an excitement and a passion that Ra and the staff's bringing. I'm just so excited to work with these guys. They are not only amazing football coaches, amazing men, but they're just awesome people to be around, and the energy that they're bringing with them every day right now is special, and it hasn't dropped off once yet, and I don't believe it will, and if it does, I'll have to tell them, but they're doing awesome.
Speaking of coaching, what's it been like working with Coach Rude, Barrett Rude?
I love him. He's awesome. You can it's fun getting to be with someone that has been in my shoes. You know what I mean? He had a 6-year NFL career. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty special, and he's already helped me grow in leaps and bounds in certain areas because of just he's explaining things to me in a different way. And I've had some coaches in the past that tell me, it's if I'm not telling you right one way, if you're not getting through to your head with me explaining it this way, I'll explain it another. And so sometimes having a different explanation, a different reasoning behind these same techniques and these same defenses, maybe with a different word that they're calling it, then it might get through your head a little different. And right now he's saying some things to me that I'm really appreciating, and I think will help me grow a lot as a player.
Coach Rock talked about your communication, how impressive it is with the way you talk with your fellow linebackers. Talk about that with Troy as well, you guys having communicated how he's come along with this process.
Yeah, obviously everybody gets to watch the quarterbacks. That's one of the most fun things to do is go watch Peyton Manning's old clips talking, right? His pre-snap talk, his talk in practice. Well, they say linebackers is the quarterback of the defense, so I think any good defense needs that good communication. And I think our linebacker group, me, Troy, Nate, Lil Rook, JD, Milo, and Donovan, we're all doing a really good job of just trying to communicate, trying to talk, trying to, let that be our 12th man, so to say. Jessie does a great job of it too. Like, it's just something that's been emphasized. It's something that it's awesome to see Troy learn and grow. And I love playing with Troy, I love playing with Nate because they'll chip in my ear pre-snap, just a reminder of our jobs, a reminder of this adjustment, a reminder, hey, this is coming next. And if they motion like this is what we got to do. And it's just those little reminders that keep you on your toes, keep you ready to play, and allow you to play as fast as you possibly can. So it's been awesome.
What has it been like in this new defense, trying to figure out how to best utilize the depth in your position group?
I think that's something that's unfolding right now. And as the OTAs, and then training camp, and then preseason, and I'm sure through the season rolls around, Lord willing, we all stay healthy. But that's going to be something that is a good problem to have if you're us and if you're Jimmy and company. So that's something that's unfolding right now, is what I'd say.
What does it say about Nate that he made the most of his opportunity last season to be a part of conversations this early this season?
It's awesome. You know, it's one of those things that Rob was talking about today in our team meeting. That's how Kirk got his first stop. You know what I mean? Kirk Cousins, and he made a joke. $300 million later, like it's awesome. Like, and so getting to play with Nate last year, getting to watch what he did on the field, and then get to come in and just, have the problems that we have. It's pretty special. It's awesome, and we got a special group that I know is going to go out and make a lot of plays. And that's the end goal: help this team win games by making plays. So that's what we're going to go do.
Kaden, for you, second year for you, is it more comfortable this year in the sense that you're kind of familiar with everything you're under? I know there's a new system, but it's your second year, but also you're learning a new system, so you're kind of no different than last year, but kind of being here again. You're number two. You
know, I'll say this: we're not my family and I are not moving this year. Everybody's situated, and we got our. Kind of got that, God's our foundation, but if you're looking at, where you're living, how you're doing, living life, once that's settled, football's allowed to just be football. And so I'd say right now in OTAs compared to last year, that's the biggest benefit right now is, yes, it's more settled. Like you said, still learning a new defense, still working with some new coaches, but at the same time, just, everything's settled at home, so now I'm able to come here and focus.
Right. It was announced today you all are going to have joint practices again with the Dolphins. How big is that to have those joint practices in the middle of training camp to help get ready for the season?
I think it's amazing. I think you are able to, again, like we're talking about these offenses, everybody's doing something a little different. And them over there in Miami, they've got some special stuff going on offense over there too. So getting to see variations and differences in how teams do it and how teams are going to try to attack you in their core schemes, I think getting to see that anytime in the preseason, but especially through a practice setting where you're able to get reps. It's just, it's just going to help you in the season so that when you see those things again or when you get new variations in week 17, you've already got some building blocks there.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Kaden. Thanks, Kaden.
It's been awesome so far being back, and I feel like the camaraderie with the O-line room has been great. We're working hard, doing all that stuff. We got clear goals for ourselves. They're working towards, so it feels like we're gaining momentum, stacking bricks, that kind of thing. So,
what's that chemistry been like to build with obviously Kirk, Mike, everybody that's in that QB room? What's that chemistry been like for you this offseason, trying to figure out cadences and how different dudes sound and how different dudes feel underneath you? Like, how's that been?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously Kirk's like the ultimate professional, so you're getting to know how he operates and his little nuances and stuff. So that's been great. Obviously plenty of growing pains, and I got plenty of improvement that I need to make to be able to operate at his level. But I feel like we're chunking away. It's getting better. He's got great command of it so far. And, it's been a good experience.
Talk about the communication between you guys going back and forth. Obviously there's protection calls, there's, how many guys are in the box, all that kind of stuff matters. How's that communication coming so far between you guys?
Yeah, it's great. Kind of back to the previous point that Kirk is on top of his stuff. So he's seeing, pressures, seeing all that kind of stuff, helping us adjust. So it's been great because we got some experienced guys in Chris and Jake and Caleb on the line who see stuff, and then Kirk's seeing, and then we're all looking. So I feel like we're doing a good job of trying to put ourselves in advantageous positions. So
you talk about this offense, probably so many explosive guys on it. You guys got a veteran group back. What are some of the things that you wanted to make sure you were better at coming into this season?
Yeah, maybe a cliche answer, but kind of everything. I don't think I could hang my hat on any one part of my game and say, oh yeah, this is perfect. Nothing can be improved. But so yeah, everything in general. But a real big emphasis for me is just firm and protection and all that. I feel like I got a lot of room to grow as far as my technique goes. So that's been an emphasis for me.
What do you like most about this offense under Coach Robinson already?
I think just being able to play fast, which has been the same. It's been our MO since I've been here, I've been really fortunate to have that. But just to see that continue and allow us to just rip off the ball and play to our strengths, that's really awesome that
saw it previously, and I see it continue in this offense. So.
What's it like to be able to go against, obviously David and Grady? I know Grady's not out now, but Kaden across you from the middle. Guys like that you got to communicate with and go with. What's that kind of experience been like so far going against those guys?
It's great because, it keeps you in check. Like, you can't go out there and not be on top of your stuff because they'll make you wrong really quick. So I think it's great to practice against and get to have them test our rules all the time.
What's it feel like when you hear Raw early today? I asked him about you. He said he's tough, he's gritty. I didn't know much about him until I got here, but this is a guy that I love coming to see to work every day and gets his job done, and a guy we know we can depend on. How's it feel when you hear your head coach talk about you like that?
It's great. I appreciate the trust that comes with that. But I know personally, like I have so much room to improve. So I just got to keep chipping away at that and keep getting better and better and not be satisfied with where I'm at. So.
Cool. Appreciate it, man.